Hello, everybody. Welcome to this BOXALL game between Queensland and New South Wales. We are looking forward to an exciting match tonight. New South Wales played earlier today against ACT, and that final score was 8-2 in favor of ACT. So this is their second game of the day, and they will be looking to make as strong of an attempt as they possibly can. Meanwhile, Queensland played yesterday with a 5-1 victory over Victoria. We've had a number of games today. This is the 6th game in the series for the BOXALL tournament, and I'm going to read through the game sheets. I'll start with Queensland, and we have number 5, Charlotte Kelly, number 7, Jasmine Gray, number 8, Courtney Mahoney, number 9, Renee Perry, number 11, Soren Powell, number 12, Crystal Goulter, number 15, Grace Duffy, number 20, Kate Barber, number 22, Jamie Goonan, 23, and the captain, Abby Brown, number 24, Amanda Dixon, 28, Lisa McMahon, 29, Georgia Watts, 66, Kate Sinclair, and the goalies are number 31, Katie Meyer, and number 2, Alana Pierce. On the New South Wales side, we have number 6, Samantha Payne, number 7, Aj Borghese. Sorry, and I apologize if I mispronounce any names. Please correct me at any time. Number 9, Annika Schmitz. Number 12, Charlotte Rowe. Number 16, Cleo Mayer, who is an alt captain. Number 17, Nikita Agirezabal. Number 18, Jillian Murphy. Number 21, Christina Dmitriev. 22, Clara Ifrey. Number 23, Ava Caruso, alt captain. 26, Sienna Nicholson. 29, Ellen Schmitz. 31, Emma Moonen, who's one of the goalies. Number 55, Eliza Ng. Number 56, Amy McIntosh. 62, Poppy Noon. And the starting goalie today will be number 88, Nyoka Wellard. Number 96, Jessica Borg, captain. They also have their head coach, Anneliek Wiesler, assistant captain, Lindsay Fleming, team manager, Natalie Caruso, and the head coach for Queensland is Matthew Meyer, assistant coach, Charles Rivard-Cloutier, and team manager, Lee Brown. So we're getting ready, and I'm Amy Hubble. I didn't welcome myself. I didn't introduce myself, and I'm here now with Blair Ivans in the box.
Hello, Amy.
How are you?
I'm great.
I'm so glad you could come here.
Yeah, well, I just slid in and just in time, and I'm excited to be here. I'm expecting a really fun and exciting game tonight.
Did you know that we are in the visitors' penalty box and that we might get to see some penalty sitters here in the box with us right now?
And who is the home team today?
The home team is Queensland. So we won't be seeing the Queensland players in the box in front of us, but we will be looking for New South Wales. So I've got the team sheet here. Blair, are you happy to do the color commentary?
Yes, I'm happy to do
That's
the
good. I'm going to make an effort to do the. I'll make an effort to do the play-by-play. That's my comfort zone.
You do the hard stuff. And you talk a lot, and I'll just jump in between whistles. I think that's perfect.
Talking a lot is my gift. Thank you. That's no problem. But Queensland is defending their gold medal. They did win their first game. They will be looking to keep the pressure up. It is a very different team this year than what we saw last year. I'm sure the same is true for the New South Wales teams. I was talking with a parent from New South Wales, and they were talking about a lot of the changes that are happening across the state. So as I said, they do have 2 goalies. That should be Nyoka Wellard starting for New South Wales, and I'm not sure yet who's starting for Queensland. We did see in the last game that Alana Pierce started. Alana is a goalie out of Coffs Harbour, and then Katie Meyer came into net, I believe, for the 3rd period. So we might see something similar depending on what the coach decides.
I've actually noticed that a lot, Amy, both in the women's BOXALL competition and the under-15s, the freeze, that there's been a lot of goaltending changes, especially after the 2nd period when there's a break. For whatever reason, coaches have been deciding that it's a good idea to bring in a different goalie, whether that's to get them ready for a game they might have the next day or whatever, but that's something we've seen a lot of.
I will introduce the officials for today. We have referee Owen Carroll, and the linesmen are Hayden Rogers and Easton Shearer. So we are grateful for the people running this tournament. We know how much work it takes, from the coaches to the parents and especially to the players, and then all the people behind the scenes and on the ice with the players as well.
It does indeed. And once they get to this age, obviously this is a women's competition, they become a lot more self-sufficient, but obviously there's a lot of years spent in developing, and parents taking kids to the rink and getting to the point where they're playing in the national championship level.
Very exciting stuff. All right, New South Wales has done their cheer. They're ready to go. Queensland's getting ready, and they've broken, and they're going to get ready to put out their starting line for each side. Try to take a look and see if I recognize the goalie pads for the Queensland side. And it will be Katie Meyer starting in net for Queensland today. Face-off is going to be number 23, Ava Caruso, and number 9, Renee Perry. Queensland starting with their third line today to see what things they can shake up.
Interesting decision by Coach Matt Meyer.
Clearing the ice, getting ready to go. And we're off to the races. Perry wins that face-off. And it's now in control of New South Wales, and they are looking to set up a play and break out of the zone. Number 22 moving fast, Ifrey, and taken away by Golter, momentarily picked off by number 16, Mayer. And back to New South Wales, over to Borg. Borg takes a long shot, batted down by Goonan, sent over to Grace Duffy, and behind the net it goes, getting a little bit of pressure from Caruso, and almost shot got stuck in the skates of Goonan, and finally cleared out of the zone, bounces off the boards over to Nicholson. Nicholson makes a pass over to number 16, Mayer, the alt captain, and that one went shot on to Meyer, and Goonan sends it out of the zone. Kelly's going to pick that up, sending it into the zone and going for a change. Mayer now doing a lot of work, going back and collecting the puck while her line goes for a change, and she's being pressured by Abby Brown. We now have the number 1 line out for Queensland, and Courtney Mahoney with the puck, momentarily taken away, and she collects that again, sends it back to Dixon, and sent into the corner where Abby Brown, the captain, is waiting. Sends it around the other side over to Powell. Powell stops the puck, flicks it up into the air, and now picked up by New South Wales and comes out of the zone. Dixon picks it up, and sends it back down to the other end. Number 22 chasing, that's Ifrey. Ifrey collects it behind the net. Mahoney takes it away easily. Sent out to the point past Powell. Powell's going to have to chase that. She gets there easily and controls the puck behind the net, and we'll see what she decides to do with it. She's being defended, sent out front, and picked off by number 6, but it is out of the zone. So number 6 for New South Wales, Payne, sends it back to the D to D pass, and they're setting up another play over to 18. Murphy sent into and behind the goalie, around the boards to the other side, back to Payne, and Payne is fighting for that with Dixon. And a shot and the save by Meyer. So that's 2 shots, should be at least 1 shot for New South Wales.
That was a good opportunity there. It came off the forecheck. New South Wales were hard in on the puck, and as a result, it popped out and a scoring chance, but Katie Meyer was up to the task in goal for Queensland.
She looks quite comfortable there in the net. That face-off goes back to Sinclair. Sinclair over to McMahon and back around, being set up by Goonan, the other alt captain, and back to Goonan again. Goonan now making a move, sends it forward, being chased down by number 7, Borghese, and it's icing. Unfortunately, Goonan didn't get across the red line.
And it'll go all the way back into the Queensland zone. Choices for New South Wales as to which side they want the face-off to be. And it looks like they're going to choose the blocker side of goaltender Katie Meyer and try and set something up.
Sinclair's going to take the face-off again against Caruso. That one goes back to Queensland, but immediately jumped on by New South Wales. Fighting hard for that. McMahon goes down. And fighting for that puck still, using the body. Sinclair is doing what she can to poke that out. McMahon is still in there as well. New South Wales bringing that out front. Blocked by Meyer. Comes around the other side by Goonan. Goonan onto the stick of Georgia Watts. Georgia, fresh off of a year in Canada, easily comes into the zone, goes straight towards the net, backhands it into the goalie. The rebound is there. Swept away. Kate Barber had an opportunity. Now Perry sends it back in, and it's floating there. Meanwhile, the Queensland team is going for a change. Perry's going to try to get her own rebound. It goes out to number 21, Dmitriev. Dmitriev sends it forward, goes behind the Queensland goal. Dixon there to collect. Setting up something different, sending it out again to Perry. And Golter trying to get onto that. Charlotte Kelly pressuring as well, but New South Wales in full control. But there is too many men, or women in this case.
There is too many players on the ice against New South Wales. After the whistle was blown, there were still 6 skating around out there. So one of them is going to have to come in and join us here in the box and serve it. So it will be 2 minutes, 5-on-4 power play in favor of Queensland.
And my cord is just getting caught up there. It's very fun. So you give us a 5-second warning when you need to come out so that we're on the task. Thank you. That's Dmitriev in the box for 2 minutes, sitting the too many men penalty. That one comes out towards Queensland, picked up for the power play by Courtney Mahoney. We have the special teams out there. Courtney Mahoney now behind the net looking to set up a play. Sent it over to Dixon. Dixon backhands it around to Mahoney. Mahoney making some space over to Watts. Watts flips it back to Mahoney. Mahoney sends it back to Watts. Watts takes a shot. They tried to deflect that down, but it didn't go in. Nice save by Wellard.
And it looks like Queensland's using a setup that is often referred to as an umbrella power play, where they'll take the face off, they'll have 2D, but then one of them will become active and it'll just stay one up high.
A face-off won by Sinclair. Back to Mahoney again. Mahoney looking for an opening over to Dixon. Dixon settling the puck, taking her time. And she sends it around the boards behind the goalie. Picked up there by Abby Brown. Back to Dixon trying to take a shot. That one goes back behind the net. Watts will collect that. 1:13 remaining in the power play for Queensland. That one sent straight out front. Didn't deflect in the way they wanted it to. Dixon sending that up to Mahoney. Mahoney skating around and again creating an opening going in, shooting that towards the net. Goes a little bit wide. Coming around the other side back to Dixon. And Dixon sends it off the boards back around the other side. Abby Brown fighting for it, getting tangled up by, I think that's number 16, Mayer. And Georgia Watts comes in and takes control of the puck. Georgia Watts looking again for an opening. She has a player out front but wasn't able to do anything. Got pushed out of the zone. Dixon's quickly sending it back over and re-entering the zone. And a shot on, a good save. And we have 24 seconds remaining on the power play and a whistle.
And I suggest that the whistle is probably too many players on the ice again. There were 5 New South Wales players out there, and there's still one here in the box with us. So that means it's going to be a 5-on-3 in favor of Queensland for the next 21 seconds. Well, this second too many players on the ice penalty gets served.
Okay. Too many players being sat by Mayer.
So a key time here for both teams. Obviously, New South Wales wanting to fight off this 3 against 5, and Queensland coming out with their top power play again to see if they can get one with 9:59 left here in the first period. Shots on goal currently are 4-2 in favor of Queensland.
Queensland switching up their line. Perry's going to take that face-off against Payne. Queensland taking the puck, taking a shot. It's blocked, goes to the other side, picked up again by Dixon. Dixon having a very long shift, and that one, another shot right on. And the stop clock, 10 seconds remaining on that first penalty, so it will be a 5-on-3 for at least another 10 seconds or less. Sinclair now coming out to take the face-off.
Queensland really working hard to get that puck to the net where they have captain Abby Brown in trying to create a screen or a tip or pick up a rebound.
New South Wales sends the puck around the boards. Dixon trying to stop that. But there was a whistle. No, there was a whistle, so I'm not sure if she'll be sent back or not.
Yeah, it was very much, it just ran out as they whistled it. So
they're going to allow her
to allow it.
They're allowing her to stay.
If it were a running time game, they might say you have to wait until the puck gets dropped, but in this case, it's a lot more exact when it's stop time hockey.
That one won by Sinclair, and New South Wales clears that puck. They're going to chase it down. Dixon going for it and fighting with Jessica Borg, the captain. Still 5-on-4. Georgia Watts coming into the zone, coming around, setting it up right in front of the goalie. Another save. And back out to Mahoney. 1:16 remaining on the power play for Queensland. Mahoney now takes a shot, high glove down. And New South Wales, number 23, sends it back out to Mahoney. Mahoney will try to set up again. Passes over off of the boards, just a little bit past Dixon's stick. And Dixon enters the zone, goes a little bit deeper. Brown is trying to position, and so is Sinclair. Watts falls down, still controlling the puck, sends it out. Mahoney gets to it, but it's sent out for a possible breakaway. And a little bit unfortunate, but taken away by Mahoney. And Mahoney is going to skate that back up the ice. No arms in the air, so all fair. Mahoney coming into the zone, drop pass to Watts. Watts now trying to do something, takes the shot. And a whistle.
And as the puck goes out of play, the whistle goes. Just 27 seconds left here in the second of the too many players on the ice penalties. If New South Wales can kill this off, it can often be a really big boost for the bench to get through, especially early in a game where you've got 8 minutes left, so we're not yet halfway in. And if they can get through this 5-on-3 and subsequent 5-on-4, a big boost for New South Wales.
Number 22, Ifrey with the puck, trying to send that out. Duffy takes a shot and saved.
There's certainly been some shots on goal. I think that's the fourth one on these power plays, but nonetheless, goaltender for New South Wales has been up to the task.
Willard
in goal today.
That one, hard to see for me from my angle, but that one comes back to Queensland, kept in the zone by Goonan, just comes out, and Ing was battling for that, and it goes back into the corner. We've got 5 seconds remaining on the penalty for New South Wales. And that was a shot on for Katie Meyer, who sweeps it away. That's the end of the power play, and I know well because I just opened the gate. And here we go, setting up another play. Queensland needs to settle things down and think through how they want to play. They are getting some shots on. Goonan passing that out, but it was stopped before it got to the blue line. I think that was number 9, Schmitz, possibly. And Perry, number 9, sends it out of the zone. 62 is going to bring that in. That's Poppy Noon into the corner for Jamie Goonan. And Goonan had a fantastic game yesterday, scoring a goal. And Duffy now fighting for that puck into the boards, being assisted by McMahon. McMahon takes a little hit from behind and pushes number 55 off of the puck, Ing, and the puck comes clear. Off of the boards, coming down, 16 Mayer picks it up, shakes off Gray, comes around the other way. This is a big pass, a little bit too hard, and goes over the stick of her teammate, sent back in by Queensland. And there was some offsides for Queensland, but they have gotten out of the zone and re-entered properly. Schmitz with the puck, picked off by Gray, but not controlled. Now number 22 making a play, sends it over to Borg. Borg sends it into the boards. And around the other side, Powell's now going to try to get there. And the puck is now picked up by Mahoney. Mahoney going to enter the zone, trying to set up something, sends it back to Gray. Gray takes a shot. Could have been tipped in by Brown. And a whistle.
And once again, Queensland just going to the net with that puck and seeing if they can make something happen. But so far, goaltender Wellard has been up to the task. Shots on goal now 7-3 in favor of Queensland with 6:24 left here in the first period.
That's right. Queensland seems to be trying to set up a play where they can tip it in at the end instead of just taking a straight shot. It's that one shot from Dixon coming back around the other side for New South Wales. I think that was number 18 Murphy passing it out. And off of the skate of Dixon, left behind by several players. Gray gets there, taps it forward to Mahoney. Mahoney just didn't control it too well, and now it's picked up by New South Wales coming around the other side. Gray sends it back around the corner to New South Wales. And Gray fighting for that. Here comes number 6, Samantha Payne. Powell trying to stop her. Payne sends it across, doesn't get to the stick of 23. Instead, it's picked up by 23 of Queensland. Abby Brown sends it back out over to Mahoney. And Mahoney stopping, trying to shake off the defender. She sends it around the corner to Dixon. Dixon pressed into the boards and coming around the other side now. Goonan gets there. Goonan and number 29, Schmitz. Little collision. Goonan now with the puck. She takes a shot. Stopped by the knee pads. Oh, still loose, still loose, still loose. missed the net that time. Good opportunity for Queensland, but they weren't able to get there fast enough. Goonan holding that line, keeping it in the zone for Queensland, and back to Payne. And Barber's tangled up, so Queensland can't really get to the puck. Watts is there as well, but here comes number 18, Murphy. Passing it up to number 29, staying out of the zone. Goonan doing everything to stop that puck. I think that's Goonan. She was trying to go for a change, but she is staying on the ice instead. Currently 3 defenders on, or maybe one of them's moved to forward for Queensland. Attempted shot goes quite wide over to Dixon. And Dixon skating forward, sends it to Barber. Kate Barber coming through the middle. Number 7 for New South Wales, Borghese, trying to send it out. Perry stops it, sends it back towards the net. And now number 12 for New South Wales, Rowe. Rowe picked off by Georgia Watts. Left in the middle for anyone. Watts decides to send it in as hard as she can. It goes back around. Ing leaves it for number 7, Borghese. And interrupted by Perry. Perry's battling for that. She sends it out. And Goulter gets there. Not able to get the shot off, but with speed, just got into the slot very quickly. Out to Duffy. Duffy taps it back into the zone. Borghese leaves it for her D partner, and it comes back out to Duffy. Offside. Goulter needs to come out of the zone, and she does. Goulter is an inline player as well, so ice is fairly new to her, and she is adapting quite well. I understand that she's really enjoying ice hockey a lot. Duffy to pick that up in the defensive zone, and what is that called, Blair?
I believe the puck went out of play, and the referee was indicating that it was who it was that made that happen, but it was tipped on the way out, so there's no penalty against Queensland. Had that gone up over the glass and hit the netting without anything happening in between, that would be a delay of game penalty.
That puck goes back the direction of New South Wales, although it looks like Abby Brown's stick got to that first. Coming back to the other side of the ice now. Powell trying to send it out. Kept in by number 62, Noon. There's cheering, but I didn't hear what the call was. Nobody knows. That's all right.
Yeah, it was hard to tell, but nonetheless, there's no penalty call, so it's still 5-on-5 hockey face-off down in the Queensland zone.
Powell sends it around the boards, trying to clear that out, trying to get that to Dixon. And Schmitz was there, but she sent it to the stick of Courtney Mahoney, one of the alt captains, and Courtney Mahoney now entering the zone. Courtney going in, trying to send it across. She's taken down. Oh, open net opportunity. Back to Powell. Powell takes a shot. Tipped back by Brown, but a little bit wide. Mahoney still fighting for it. Brown's in front of the net. Looking. Mahoney tries to send it around. It's still loose. Another shot. And oh! They thought it went in and they waved it off. Mahoney thought she had that. That one's not able to be kept into the line. Powell now controlling that and giving it to Dixon. They will reset. Clear. That line's going for a change for Queensland, and some of the New South Wales players are changing as well. Number 62, long hard pass picked off by Watts, and Watts takes a shot. And another save by Willard.
Wow, almost went in there, picked off the line earlier by the New South Wales defender. Otherwise, that was going to be a 1-0 game. Queensland has just been coming at New South Wales in this game. Shots on goal now 12-3. Goaltender for New South Wales, Wellard, has been exceptional, turning away all 12 shots. 0-0 game.
That one, Sinclair tried to control the puck. Comes over to Goonan. Goonan's going to take a shot. Blocked by number 20. That cannot be right. I'll take a look at the numbers again in a moment. But New South Wales did block that shot. It's coming down now. Meyer came out of the net, and it is an icing call. Nonetheless, she stopped and watched it go past her.
And all the way back down into the New South Wales zone. I would suggest New South Wales at this point would really love to get through this period without getting scored on. They've been under some heavy pressure. But as I said moments ago, it's still a 0-0 game with 1:59 left here in the first period.
And Queensland has been shooting. Sinclair wins the face-off, goes back to Watts. Watts sends it into the corner. Barber is there, and so is Sinclair. Sinclair sending it back to Barber. Barber has Watts out front. Oh, tapped in by Sinclair. Loose. They blew the whistle. I think player down in the net. I'm not sure why. Controversial.
Yeah, Queensland's arguing the fact, but it was clear that with the referee being behind the net a little bit, that the puck went out of play. He thought it was covered. I shouldn't say went out of play, went out of his view. And as a result, he's going to blow that one down. You certainly don't want to let it run when the goalie has it covered, because then you get into perhaps slashing of the hands, a bit of argy-bargy, and we all want to avoid that.
That one, I think Sinclair controlled it, but it goes back into control by New South Wales. And up past McMahon. Goonan is there to do something with it. That one goes deep into the Queensland zone. Georgia Watts sending it around. Barber trying to move that out of the zone at number 66. I'm not seeing the numbers properly. I don't think that is 66. But New South Wales nonetheless gets that clear, but it's back in their zone now. And Queensland not giving any pressure whatsoever. Just one player forechecking. Back to Perry. Perry tries to take a shot. It bobbles through some traffic. And Borges sends it back to her D partner. That is number 12, Rowe. Rowe now moving with the puck. She's going to skate with it. Going forward, swept away by Goonan. Goonan has an opportunity if she wants. A player down in front of her. That got very messy, and there is an arm in the air, and I think it will be a New South Wales call.
I think you're correct. I think we're going to see an interference call here against New South Wales.
Hooking
is what it is. Nonetheless, though, New South Wales player coming to the box. And that was with Goonan going hard down the wing, getting tied up as she was trying to get through. So we have 2 minutes.
2 minutes on Eliza Ng for hooking.
So this power play that's had a lot of possession inside the New South Wales zone and a lot of shots, but nothing that's gotten through Wellard yet. They're going to set up again and see if they can make something happen with 46 seconds left here in the first period.
I did notice the source of the cheering for Queensland. The De Vries team is in the house.
They are. The Queensland De Vries team is here.
And a
there
goal!
it is!
Did it come from Watts or Mahoney? I was too busy looking at the fans.
I believe that was Georgia Watts.
We can watch the replay.
Down low. And when she got it, she was able to just walk in from the sideboards and fire it over the glove. And indeed, it is a 1-0 lead for Queensland. Not surprising, given that shots on goal are currently 15-3 in favor of Queensland.
The assists went to 8 and 23. So that is Courtney Mahoney and Abby Brown for the assists on the goal by Georgia Watts. That one won by Brown, but still goes back to New South Wales. So he's winning the face-offs, but not controlling them. Goonan pokes that one away. She's having a fantastic tournament. She gets that out to Mahoney. Mahoney's held back. And number 62, Poppy Noon now with the puck. Poppy Noon sends it around the other side and picked off by Goonan, who takes a nice shot onto the leg pad of Wellard. And that one sent by Mahoney. Didn't quite make it all the way to the net. And Schmitz stopping Abby Brown. And a little bit of fishing going on for that puck, but it is still moving. And that is the end of the first period.
Well, that was a very one-sided Queensland favored period. Shots on goal 16-3, but the score only 1-0. So New South Wales is certainly well and truly in this game. As you mentioned, on the goal, that was Georgia Watts, her second goal in this tournament, with assists to Mahoney and Brown, some of the key players on that team. And obviously on the power play, they're all on the ice together, and they were able to get it done that time.
New South Wales did well to hold off that power play, the 5-on-3 and then the 4-on-3. So they were very strong on their penalty kill as well. But eventually, that second time around, Queensland, or maybe third time around at that point, but Queensland was able to capitalize on their power play.
And there's often a phrase that your best your best penalty killer has to be your goalie, and Wellard certainly did that throughout the opportunities that Queensland had early on, especially the 5-on-3. However, in the end, it was Queensland able to get one, but still only a 1-0 game. Lots of time left here.
So we only have 1 minute left in the break. After this point, they will continue on to the second period, and then there will be an ice cut before the third period. So there will be a break at that point.
Yes, and that's the standard for this BOXALL tournament, as well as the under-15s to freeze tournament that's also going on simultaneously. That they play 2 periods, and then the ice cut. The periods here, if you haven't been watching many games, they are 3 15-minute periods, all stop time throughout the whole game. So it makes the game last roughly 90 minutes from start to finish.
So there were 3 penalties for New South Wales, and 2 of them were bench penalties. So that's something that they will want to work on to get cleared up before they continue on in the game today as well.
And I don't know whether this was the case or not, but often if a player comes out of a team a little bit later on, like maybe there was an injury or something in the last game, or somebody is sick, which can often occur in these events when everyone's staying close together, then what can happen is you get some lack of clarity when it comes to changes, and I think that's what happened both times with New South Wales. They were changing on the fly, and as a result, they ended up with an extra player on the ice, and thus the too many players on the ice penalties.
I will say that head coach Matt Meyer has been mixing up the lines and changing positions and tweaking things a little bit here and there with Queensland as well, and so what we're seeing are not always the way things were originally planned. So he's trying different chemistry with different players at different times to see how that goes in this game, and to think through how he'll carry on as well.
Well, and with an event like this, you obviously want to make finals, but you want to be at your best towards the end, not at the start. So a lot of coaches will play with different combinations.
That was 23 and 23 in center, and Abby Brown won that faceoff, but yet again, New South Wales took control of it almost immediately. That one, they're trying to send that forward. Jamie Goonan picking it up again, trying to send that forward to Brown. Brown sends it forward, but it's picked off immediately or collected by New South Wales. Sent back down for icing, as it was just off after the red line where it was sent.
And I see that Brown and Mahoney are out there together for Queensland. As you said, there's a bit of mixing up going on. That's 2/3 of the forwards for the power play. And they're going to have an opportunity here with the face-off down in the New South Wales zone.
That one goes back to New South Wales. Number 16, Mayer, fighting for it, but the puck has not been next to them. Abby Brown trying to help, sends it out front to the slot. Nobody there, it's just floating. And the 23, Caruso, had control for a moment. Jasmine Gray trying to get in control of the puck. Schmitz has it now, sends it back to her D. And that one flicked forward. Powell will collect it. And Powell skating away from Caruso. Caruso coming around trying to get towards her. Sent up, stop by Schmitz that time. And there's a player right in front of the net, but Powell has the puck away from the net. Gets past, picks up off of the boards her own play, and sends it forward. Sent back again by New South Wales, back to Goonan. Jamie Goonan from Queensland sending it forward. And again, New South Wales. Number 26 doing a lot of work in defense back there. That is Sienna Nicholson, and she's been quite solid in D for New South Wales. Caruso coming around behind the Queensland net, and it is floating behind the net, picked up by Goonan, sent forward to Charlotte Kelly. Charlotte Kelly now making a move and moving the puck away from the pressure, sends it behind the net. Coulter trying to backhand it, and she comes off of her skates over to Renee Perry. This is Queensland's line 3. And coming back around again to the other side to Kelly. Kelly leaves it behind for Coulter. Coulter sends it around the boards. Nice and solid play. And New South Wales takes it away. Blocked a little bit by Coulter, but not enough to stop the puck. Dixon sends it back to Perry. Perry sends it into the zone, and she's going to go for a change. Number 22, Ifrey for New South Wales now. Looking off of the skate of, I think that's 29, Schmitz. Mixed up. There's 2 Schmitz players, and I didn't notice that. My apologies to the Schmitz family. And here we go. Past Lisa McMahon for Queensland, and Amanda Nixon gets there and sends it straight back. Now Georgia Watts kicks it out to her stick. Takes a shot. Shot on. She wants to freeze it. She had to wait till a player got in proximity, though.
And that indeed freezing the puck will be another shot that'll take it up to 17-3 in favor of Queensland. But still only a 1-0 game with 12:23 here left in the second period.
17 shots for Queensland at the beginning of this. Mahoney took that face off, won it, sent back, gets past Goonan. Grace Duffy's going to chase that one down. Katie Meyer leaves it out for her. Duffy back around the other side, out to Watts. Nope. Poked away by New South Wales. Stopped by Duffy, and that is a bobbling puck, but Meyer freezes. Now I have Meyer and Meyer. I'm going to have a lot of trouble. My apologies.
Nonetheless, it did get covered in the Queensland zone, so a little mini opportunity here for New South Wales if they can win the face-off down in the Queensland zone, perhaps get the puck to the net and see if they could make something happen and tie this game up.
55 Ing taking that face-off. Courtney Mahoney wins it. And another shot. I'm not sure if that one will count or not. It looked a little bit to the side of the net, but was frozen nonetheless.
And they will reset and do it again from exactly the same spot.
And Mahoney wins another face-off, but again it goes back to New South Wales. Another shot. She sends it behind the net to the other side. And a lot of players behind the net right now. Georgia Watts is going to look to make speed. And if she can get the opening, she sends it forward, but it goes to number 12 in New South Wales. Watts tried to bat it down, but couldn't. Number 56 sending a pass across into the zone for number 17, coming back out the other way, Georgia Watts. One-on-one. She gets around the defender, sends it to Mahoney. Mahoney backhands it, didn't quite make it. That was a good play. Back out to Goonan. Goonan trying to stop that bobbling puck, sends it, backhands it, stopped by New South Wales easily and going to make a play for it, sending it, stopped in the zone by Abby Brown. Abby Brown takes a shot, saved by the knee pads, back to Abby Brown again. She leaves it behind for Jasmine Gray. Jasmine Gray has McMahon out front, a big mess there in front of the net, but New South Wales is going to try to skate that out of danger and does so quite well. Charlotte Rowe entering the zone, takes a shot on Mayer. Not frozen, they're finally frozen.
A couple of shots recently for New South Wales. It looks like they're trying to get the net to the puck a little bit more and see if they can test Katie Meyer, but so far not with any luck. Shots on goal now, 19-5 in favor of Queensland in this 1-0 game. 10:53 left in the second.
Caruso and Brown at the face-off. Hard to say who won that, but Caruso took control, and it goes back to Amanda Dixon. She sends it out to Lisa McMahon. Lisa McMahon takes it out of the zone, leaves it for Abby Brown. Abby Brown's been quite fast. She comes out in front of the net, and she gets a goal even though her legs fell out from underneath her.
And the U15, the DeFries Queensland team are going crazy over on the other side because Abby Brown is the head coach of the DeFries team. And
lovely.
You can see she just used some speed to go down the side, got that puck to the net, some momentum, and maybe a bit of a hooker trip brought her down, but nonetheless the puck got through, and it is a 2-0 lead here for the Queensland team.
Scored by 23, assisted 28.
The assist goes to Lisa McMahon, who also works with the Ginsburg team, is it?
Yes, I believe she's one of the coaches of the Ginsburg Queensland team.
And Soren Powell now with the puck, trying to move that forward and get back at the same time. Georgia Watts sends it in. And now Mayer with the puck for New South Wales. That one's bouncing there. Dixon goes in to take it. Kept in by Barber and comes out of the zone on the stick of Sinclair. All clear, re-enters the zone. Looking for an opportunity, takes a shot. It's a good save by Wellard. That one comes out to Dixon, takes another shot, but that one's blocked before it gets there by New South Wales. Schmitz sends it out of the zone to Caruso. Caruso has Powell. She goes quick toe drag out of the way. Powell dives to save that puck. Goes behind the goal, and Barber was pressuring for that. New South Wales trying hard to get that out front. A little bit of a collision, and now it's going back down the other way. The puck is rolling and picked up again by Mayer. Mayer taking her time, drawing in Watts a little bit. And a good pass out to number 18, taken away by Powell off of the boards, bounces out a little bit too hard and goes down just wide of Katie Meyer. Dixon watching. She has time, so she moves the puck. She finds an opening. She finds a way to pass, but it will be icing if Coulter cannot get there first, and she cannot. Number 22, Ifrey, got there first, getting that icing call.
And Queensland trying to get some changes in there, but on the icing call, they're not allowed to make them. So the linesman is sorting that out at the bench and making sure that Powell does not go off the ice as she's tired and wanting to get there. So we've got the situation now where New South Wales have the face-off down in the Queensland zone. The Queensland players have been out there a bit. They were trying to change, and they didn't get the chance. So if New South Wales can win a draw here, they might be able to make something happen.
It's Payne and Perry at the face-off. I think that Payne took control of that. Ifrey takes a shot, but it was going wide. A little bit messy. Kelly's going to move that forward. Ifrey was going for it, but Payne got there first. And now that puck blocked by Ifrey. Ifrey sending it forward to Murphy. Murphy does a nice spin. I almost got a stick to a head, and Powell has the puck now. Powell sending it up the boards, bounces past Kelly, and back in it goes from New South Wales, trying to make something of it. Amanda Dixon fighting for it with Murphy. And I cannot see around the official. Coming out, nope, staying in. Number 7 keeps it in, but it's onto the stick of Amanda Dixon. Dixon sends it to Kelly. Dixon's going to go for a change. Kelly bounces that off of the boards around the net, hoping somebody will get there on the other side. Courtney Mahoney is there. Comes around the other side to Goonan. Back to Mahoney. Mahoney fighting for that puck against 2 other New South Wales players, 3 other New South Wales players, being helped out by Abby Brown. Abby Brown sends it out to Goonan. Goonan sends it straight back to Brown. Brown out to Mahoney. Mahoney, oh, nice shot and nice save by Wellard. Back out to Goonan. Goonan keeps it in. Sends it back in around the boards. Nope, didn't make it there all the way. Jasmine Gray with the puck. She sends it out to Mahoney. Shot got deflected. A lot of bodies out there. Goonan stops it again. Goonan's having a fantastic game. Blocked. Back over to Brown. And back to Mahoney. They're really keeping all of the play onto that left-hand side of the ice at the moment. Nothing at all happening on the right-hand side. Back over to number 7, Borges. And blocked again by Goonan, but it does finally come out. And Grace Duffy will chase that down. Number 55, Ing, chasing. Duffy trying to send it out. I think it was stopped by Rowe. Back to Duffy again. Duffy, the collision in the middle of the ice. And Goonan sends it forward to Barber, and it's picked off again by Rowe. And Goonan decides to do things on her own, and she takes it across the red line and sends it around the boards. Payne with the puck. Sorry, not Payne, that is Mayer. And it comes around the other side to Barber. Kate Barber backhanding it around again. There's not a lot of passing going on at this time. It's a lot of just shooting that puck and hoping it will get somewhere. That one blocked by New South Wales. McMahon tried to take a shot. Watts took a shot. Good save by Wellard. You could hear that one hit the leg pads. McMahon again trying to set something up. Back over to Georgia Watts. And back around again to the other side. And New South Wales changing direction quickly. Tapping it out to Ing. Almost stopped by Dixon, but Ing making a move now. Leaves the puck behind, sends it into the corner when she picks it up, and Watts will get there first. Georgia Watts sending it back around the other side. New South Wales charging in at the puck, pushes McMahon away from it. Caruso looking to set it up to Ing, but not able to get that shot off quickly enough. Actually, that's not Ing, that's number 56, McIntosh. Amanda Dixon now moving the puck, coming in the right-hand side of the ice, taking her time. She has a number of players around. That one just floated right to the goalie, didn't quite get there. McMahon was waiting for it. Back out to Powell. Powell tried to send it in. That one comes out of the zone. Powell sends it across to Kelly. Poked away. Coulter trying to stop it. That one deflected into the corner. Over for Amanda Dixon, who sends it out. Coulter stopped it, then to Perry. Perry flicks that in, and Kelly will chase it. Kelly chasing it and pushing that past the New South Wales player, and it's floating out there for Duffy to take a shot. Blocked. Good quick reflexes from Duffy. And coming back out again to Caruso. And off of the boards. Perry's coming in now. And blocked again. There's a lot of traffic in the way. So not a lot getting towards the goalie at the moment. 62 sending it. Poppy Noon. And it comes out of the zone and stopped by Goonan. Collected by Schmitz. Schmitz sends it across, passes it in the corner, and goes for a change. Fresh legs for New South Wales now. We'll see if Queensland will also be going for a change momentarily. Poppy Noon chasing the puck. Has time. Queensland goes now for their change. Poppy Noon passes it across. Abby Brown taking it away, creating an opportunity. And back into the corner for Goonan. Goonan sending it over to Duffy. And I think Duffy sent that a little bit too hard. But Mahoney will get there first. And no icing. Loses a stick in the process. Trying to pick up her stick. That puck goes up into the netting.
And that was deflected into the netting as indicated by the referee. So there's not going to be any sort of delay of game call. And that's a long time between whistles. A lot of talking for you, Amy.
Thank you, Blair. I'm so glad you're here right now. That was a long flow of hockey there. Shot by Powell, blocked by several players in the middle of the ice, and Kate Sinclair setting that up over to Mahoney. Back around the other side we go, over to Powell. Powell sending it back in the corner to Mahoney. Mahoney's going to try to send that to a different position to Jasmine Gray. Back out to Powell again. Powell trying to move the puck, but just missed it, and an opportunity for New South Wales. Sinclair is there, blocks that shot, and had the puck stuck, I think, in her pants. She had to shake it out. And she's down. New South Wales in Queensland territory, looking to capitalize on it. Number 7, drop pass, but nobody there. Sinclair, however, was there. Onto the stick of Soren Powell. Powell sends it forward to Gray, and number 12 now in control row. Jasmine Gray gets it back. She takes a shot, saved by Wellard. New South Wales sending it back. Powell battling for that one. Nobody's touching the puck. It does roll out eventually. And number 6, Payne, shot right on Katie Meyer, and a save.
And a long shot into the chest of Katie Meyer, who is able to stop that and control the rebound. So everybody gets a reset. We've got fresh bodies coming out for both sides now. 2:34 left here in the second period. Queensland still holding their 2-0 lead and leading in shots on goal 24-7.
Again, New South Wales comes away with the puck, although it did again look like Queensland probably initially won that. Queensland trying to move forward. I think that was Georgia Watts sending it into the corner. Mayer picking it up, coming the other direction. Passes it out to number 17, Aguirre-Zabal, and picked off by Watts. Watts looking to take a shot, not able to get the shot off. Lots of people know Watts well and are well aware of what she can do and are pressuring her necessarily. Lisa McMahon now with the puck takes a little bit of contact into the boards and is trying to move that puck out with her feet. And Ing moving the puck out to McIntosh. McIntosh moves it past Duffy. Watts is there, but McIntosh still going, takes a shot. Oh, possibility of a rebound, but Queensland's able to keep that safe. Kept in the zone, however, by number 26 for New South Wales, and Georgia Watts going to power through. And she sends it around the boards to the other side of the ice. Kate Barber is there. New South Wales doing a lot while Queensland are taking a line change. And now working with speed, I think that was Mayer. She's down. Kelly sends the puck back into the zone to number 26. Grace Duffy trying to send it in. She gets her stick on that, blocks it. And Goonan making a move, gets around Ing. Goonan enters the zone. Goonan's going to set up. She has Goulter. While Goulter's being pushed away. Goonan's still there. And that one bobbled right across in front of the goalie, had a glove on it. Stopped by Kelly. Kelly takes a shot, so Kelly's fallen back into D to cover for Gunin, but Gunin came back out again. Now we have several people defending. Gunin now is going to chase that down. Schmidt's coming quickly. Battle in the boards, right in front of the scorer's box. Golter sent down. Puck is still there. Mayer and back to Gunin. Gunin flicks it out to 26. Back over to Schmitz, number 9. Onto the stick of Caruso. Golter fighting for it. Caruso moving around. That one up and over to the other side of the ice. Poppy Noon is there. That one comes out of the zone. Number 22, Ifri, chasing it, and that is the end of the second period.
Well, interesting. It's been very much Queensland shots on goal 24-8, but the score is only 2-0. So this game is not over by far. It reminds me, this morning the DeFries, Queensland and New South Wales teams played each other, and it was the opposite way where New South Wales were all over them. Shot count, it was, I don't know exactly, 32-8 or something at the end of the second period with a 2-goal lead for New South Wales, but Queensland were able to come back and send it into a shootout. So it's not over by any stretch of the imagination. We've got a 15-minute break now, and then come on back for the third period. Should be fun.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the third period here at the Queensland-New South Wales game in the Stephanie BOXALL tournament. We will get underway in just 20 seconds. The score is currently 2-0, and I note that Georgia Watts has scored her second goal of the tournament for Queensland, and Abby Brown also scoring her second goal of the tournament. And New South Wales will be looking to make a difference now in this third period. As we noted at the end of the last, we know it is entirely possible to change things up very quickly. We are at 24 shots Queensland and 8 shots for New South Wales. And it looks like we have 23 and 23 again in center, ready for face-off. That one bounced back towards Queensland, and New South Wales charges the puck, and it comes back out to number 16. Mayer, and back to Grace Duffy, sending it behind the net over to Jamie Goonan. Goonan just didn't get there as quickly as New South Wales. Caruso tries to take a shot. I think that was redirected behind the net. And Brown passes that out to Mahoney, and Caruso takes the opportunity to try to move that in. A very interesting play with the skate there. And she sends it in on the boards back around to Duffy. Duffy sending it past the stick of Mahoney, and Brown pokes that out. She has an opportunity one-on-one against McIntosh, I think, and Brown not able to get the shot off, goes into the board. She's trying to send it around the other way, and she sends it back again. Caruso sends it out. Duffy trying to stop that, but instead Goonan takes control. Caruso forechecking, and Goonan sending it over to Mahoney. Mahoney now able to make a play. She enters the zone, picked off by Murphy, and sent back out of the zone. Amanda Dixon now on defense for Queensland. And she sent it out, and it was sent straight back into her stick, and she is now going to skate. She has number 18, Murphy, chasing her. She takes a shot. It gets deflected into the boards. Ifrey now with the puck and giving that to Samantha Payne. Payne trying to send it out to the other Schmitz on the team, but still moving. Sinclair out to Watts. Watts right out, slides across in front of the goalie. Back out the other side to Barber. Barber to Sinclair, and the puck is stuck there. Watts trying to fish it out as well. 4 players moving the puck, comes out to Watts. Watts backhands it onto the goalie, another shot on, and Sinclair collects it. Queensland taking good control in the New South Wales zone. Sinclair wraps around, backhands it, picked off by number 62 this time, Poppy Noon. And now Watts trying to do something with it. Back out to Schmitz. Schmitz uses the board, sends it out, and stopped by Perry, but taken away by Schmitz. Backhanded by Murphy, back over to Schmitz. Jamie Goonan collects, and off of the boards over to Kate Barber. Just a little delay there allows New South Wales to keep it in the zone, and still keeping it in the zone. I think that is Schmitz left it out right next to the goalie. Lisa McMahon now with the puck. She sends it around the other way up the boards and gets past number 6 Payne and comes out of the zone to number 7 Borghese. Watts charged the puck. It's still in the zone. Rowe wasn't able to get it out. It did come out. Then Perry sent it back in. And now Goulter fighting for that puck. Perry sends it across. It hasn't quite entered the zone yet. Borghese skating with it. Up to Dixon. Dixon sending it back out to 56. Kind of whiffed on the puck. Gave a shot, opportunity to Goulter. Comes back to Dixon again. Dixon sending it back up the boards. Ing's going to get there before Goulter. Ing using the boards. Back around to number 7 Borghese. Poked away. Still in the New South Wales zones. Gets past Goonan that time and over to Powell. Powell, I think, just came onto the ice. Sends it up to Kelly. Kelly's puck taken away by Mayer, and Mayer's now going to make a move, except Powell pokes that away and sends it back. Mayer recollects, walking the blue line, hits the stick of Perry, but does get it to number 21, Dmitriev. And Goonan will chase that down. Players down in front of the net. And there is a call.
And it is our first whistle 4 minutes into this third and final period. And we have a penalty call. I believe it's going to go against Queensland. We'll wait for clarification on that. But I think it's going to be an opportunity.
Soren Powell is going to the penalty box for interference.
So great opportunity here for New South Wales. They're going to have to figure out how to get themselves set up in the Queensland zone and see if they can make this 2-0 game into a 2-1 game. And it will have a whole new heartbeat if they can make that happen. I see on the Queensland side, they brought out some speed. Georgia Watts, Amanda Brown is out there as well, and a couple of others. So the penalty killers are looking to use some speed to shut them down.
Amanda Dixon with the puck. They will be looking to kill that penalty. She's getting really pressured quite a lot, and she sends it out to Georgia Watts, stopped by Mayer, and Watts is down. Caruso sending it back into the corner. Duffy is going to chase that down. Ifrey is there. Duffy sends it back the other side. Lots of sticks in the way, and Katie Meyer makes a save. That brings the shots up to 8 for New South Wales.
And 25 shots on goal for Queensland, as we stated earlier. However, so far this period, it looks like they only have one. 1:35 left in the power play for New South Wales.
Sinclair wins the face-off, goes to McMahon. McMahon tying up the puck, kicked out by Schmitz, goes back again into the corner of the ice. McMahon trying to get there, Schmitz in control of it. Goonan on watch, sending it out to the point to Payne. Payne to Mayer. Mayer takes a shot, attempted deflection, but Katie Meyer has it.
And that was some good puck movement there by New South Wales, some of the best we've seen so far tonight. It started down low. They managed to get it across down low and up to one D and across to the other D, opened up some area, and they did get the shot on goal. Unfortunately, they didn't have anyone there to take the eyes away of Katie Meyer.
Caruso and Sinclair were battling for that face-off, and it did win a couple of seconds for Queensland. Back over to Meyer. Sorry, Mayer. Mayer now taking a shot. Another, nope. Katie Meyer sends it back behind the net. Mayer is there fighting for it, however. Comes around the other side, and Kate Sinclair off of the boards, kept in. I think that was Schmitz keeping it in. Sending it back to Lisa McMahon. Not a lot happening, though. It's not been in a playable position yet, but that was a little bit of a messy pass to Mahoney, who wasn't quite looking for the puck. Caruso now sending that out to Mayer. Mayer leaves it back for Payne. Mahoney's pressuring that. There's a big mess in front of the net at the same time while the play is happening around the boards. Caruso takes a shot high and into the boards, around to the other side again. Back to Ifrey. Ifrey's shot blocked by Mahoney and kicks that around behind the net again to the other side, causing Mayer to come in. Taken away by Sinclair for just a second. The defense on Queensland are going to be getting tired, and meanwhile, Courtney Mahoney on Payne. Payne's poking that, finally gets that away and out of the zone. Powell takes it in and offside because Mahoney was not out yet.
And that is the end of the penalty. So back to 5-on-5 hockey. New South Wales did a pretty good job in their power play. They kept it down into the Queensland zone most of the time. They got a couple of pucks to the net, nothing that looked particularly dangerous, but a little flicker of hope here for New South Wales.
Duffy now pushing that puck into the zone and sent back out. It might be icing, depending on who gets there first, and it is icing on New South Wales.
One thing New South Wales is going to have to focus on is handling this Queensland forecheck. They come in hard. They often use a 1-2-2 formation, but sometimes quickly change that into the more aggressive 2-1-2. And that's been a problem for New South Wales. So they're going to have to figure out how to handle that and then get out of their zone and see if they can make something happen the other way.
Abby Brown wins that face-off against Ing, and New South Wales now making a move. Number 56 coming up the boards, Nicholson, and move it down. And a little bit of pushing and shoving, Borges and Duffy having some words. And Queensland trying to send that out. Barber almost got that out of the zone, but it was sent straight back in by New South Wales. Barber fighting for that puck. It is getting a little bit more physical now. You can tell that the tone has been kicked up just a notch. There's an arm in the air. Elbow on number 56.
New South Wales. So we've got an elbowing penalty. So after a good run there by New South Wales, it will now flip over so that we have a power play for Queensland. McIntosh in the box for 2 minutes for elbowing.
Queensland's been asked to come quickly. They were having a little bit of a chat to set up their power play line.
It's an important penalty kill for New South Wales. They're going to have to kill this one off and then push back and see if they can get something after the penalties
Sinclair
expires.
and Payne at face-off. Sinclair wins that over to her winger and back to Mahoney, to Georgia Watts, interrupted by Payne. Back over to Mahoney now. Mahoney back to Watts. Watts settling the puck, taking a shot, save, and comes out of the zone. Good work by New South Wales to clear that puck quickly. Mahoney's going to chase that down. And taking a little bit of time, Ing is forechecking, almost moves Mahoney off of the puck, but Mahoney has speed on her side, moving away from Payne. Payne coming straight at her. She's moving around behind the net. She has Brown out front, should she elect to use her. She also has Dixon. Here comes Dixon now, making a move against the number 62. Back around the other side, Dixon sending it out to Watts. Watts taking a shot, goes into the boards again. And left behind, none of the Queensland players decided to go for that, and it was just completely cleared. So Queensland going for a line change. Dixon has to go and collect instead of changing. A few fresh legs out there for Queensland nonetheless. Dixon moving the puck and killing the penalty. New South Wales. Schmitz to Perry. Perry blocked by Mayer. Perry again. Nope. Taken up by Georgia Watts. Georgia Watts entering the zone. 6:53, 37 seconds remaining on that penalty. And a goal from for Queensland. I think that will go to Georgia Watts.
That will indeed go to Georgia Watts. She looked like she was going off for a change, and the puck ended up on her stick, and she used her speed. I would suggest she's probably the fastest player on the ice right now, and was able to come around. She took the shot. Don't think the first one went in, but then she whacked in the second one and got her own rebound for the goal.
Assists go to number 20, Kate Barber, and number 5, Charlotte Kelly, with the goal, third goal of the tournament for Georgia Watts.
And
second goal of this game.
With just 6:48 left here in the third period, that's a tough one for New South Wales to swallow, giving up a power play goal against, and it's now 3-0.
Goonan now chasing that puck, picking it up in the corner and skating with it. And here she goes, sends it in past the red line. Number 7, Borghese, taking that around behind her net. Over to Schmitz. Coulter gets in the way. Schmitz trying to collect that again with help from Borghese. Comes out to Powell. Powell sends it on a backhand to Goonan. Goonan flicks it back around to the other boards and picked up again by New South Wales. New South Wales getting a little bit of pressure, a few obstacles, but still moving the puck. And coming into the zone, still on that puck. I think that is number 12, Charlotte Rowe, making a very nice play there, but now it is taken away by Renee Perry. Renee Perry off the boards to herself, and she sends it to the stick of Coulter, and that's going to float right past the goal, but Coulter did stop that from being icing. And now Schmitz sending it forward to Caruso. Caruso making a play, sends it off the boards to get past the Queensland defense. Over to Grace Duffy, back up to Coulter. New South Wales making a line change, so Coulter had a little bit of time to bring it into the zone, but it was stripped off of her by Murphy. Murphy now coming the other direction. Stopped by McMahon and rolls to the side of the net. Number 18, Murphy, still with the puck. Shot, oh no, attempted shot, stopped from New South Wales. Payne back around the boards to Duffy. Duffy taking her time, sweeps it to the other side of the ice, trying to get that to Gray, and gives an opportunity to Abby Brown. Abby Brown trying to get that to the stick of Courtney Mahoney. Back over to Brown, a nice shot and a nice save, a double save by Wellard. Nice work by Wellard, but it was right into the leg pads as well, so she was on duty for that. 22 moving the puck free, back out to Lisa McMahon. Lisa McMahon sending it straight back to Payne. Payne sending it straight back to Duffy. Duffy sending it out, gets past number 18, Murphy that time. And back out to Payne. Payne dumping it back into the corner again. Duffy chasing it down. Most of New South Wales going for a line change while Queensland move the puck. Duffy still with the puck. She taps that forward. Gray touched it. There was Mahoney on the blue line waiting to cherry pick that one. And Mahoney lets that puck go back the other direction for icing. No icing.
The goalie made a play at it, so negated the icing.
I forget to look at the goalie each time. Here comes Dixon. Dixon, big long pass. Sinclair coming, that one off of the boards and back down. Powell will chase that one down. Number 21 coming for her, but she's moving it and leaving that behind for Dixon. Dixon uses the boards to get that to Georgia Watts. Georgia Watts working her way around to the left-hand side, sweeps that right out front. Opportunity, but taken away by New South Wales. Good defensive play. Powell's going to try again. And that one's picked off by number 56, McIntosh. And bodies are flying everywhere. McIntosh tries to take a shot. Coming back up the other way. Dixon sending that up to number 16. Back to Sinclair. Sinclair keeping that away up the boards. Trying to get that to Watts. And that one, Powell sends it up. And I think, nope, it was stopped by New South Wales. Watts and Rowe collide in front of me. I forget we're in 3D. I need to be wearing a helmet here in the box. I'm not used to being this close to the ice, to tell you the truth. Here we go, New South Wales trying to make a move out of their zone. But I cannot see if I do not get close to the boards. Here we go again. Tipped out finally by New South Wales. Schmitz gets it to Goonan. Goonan gets it to Perry. Perry sends it out to the boards. Number 12, Rowe, picking that up. Rowe cycling, making good moves, but in neutral territory. Leaves that back for Schmitz. Schmitz takes a shot, saved by Katie Meyer. If that counts, I think it might. And Schmitz coming around the other side, trying to do something with it. She takes a shot. She had a player in front of the net, ready to deflect that. Caruso now with an opportunity. So New South Wales really trying to set up a serious play. Nice passing in this moment, and glove saved by Katie Meyer.
It's been a much better period by New South Wales. They've had a lot more opportunity. Their forecheck has been a lot more effective, and as a result, they've had more shots on goal. They only had 8 shots on goal through the first 2 periods, and now they're up to a dozen, so another 4 and a couple of scoring opportunities. However, the score still remains 3-0 for Queensland with just 1:38 left.
Abby Brown gets that to Amanda Dixon. Dixon up the boards to Georgia Watts. Watts takes a pass to Courtney Mahoney, who was waiting on the blue line. Shot and a save by Wellard, and a whistle.
I know it's not our job to pick player of the match or anything, but at this stage with 31 shots on Wellard, many of them good scoring opportunities and only 3 getting by her, to me, she has been exceptional in the New South Wales goal.
That is an outstanding save percentage, as you know, as a goalie parent. And New South Wales trying to get that puck out of their zone. I think that's Caruso. I'm afraid to get too close to look, but it was. And a big pass and down to Amanda Dixon for Queensland, sending that straight out of the zone to Mahoney. And Abby Brown sending it forward into New South Wales territory, but it comes straight back out again. And I believe that's an offside call. No.
It
went out.
Hit the netting.
Oh, sorry.
Therefore, blow it down.
Okay. It's confusing for me because, you know, we're used to having netting and not glass at all. So
Yes.
if we blew it dead every time it touched the netting, we would have real problems in Brisbane, but that is not the case here. We have glass.
It is. It's not particularly high glass, I think, and so it does hit the netting maybe more than it might in some other places. Nonetheless,
Courtney Mahoney moving that puck around and getting tons of pressure from Ing, and there is an arm in the air, and sticks are stuck together, and I believe once New South Wales does something with that puck, there will be a whistle unless there is a goal first. Courtney Mahoney still in charge of that puck, sends it back to Duffy, just comes out of the zone. Duffy, the goalie is out for Queensland. That one picked up by Dixon. Dixon back to Duffy. And back off of the boards, over to Georgia Watts, and finally stopped by number 17, Aguirre Isabel.
And we do indeed have a hooking call against number 55, Eng. So with just 25 seconds left here in the third period, it's going to finish up with a power play for Queensland.
Sinclair opts to go to the left-hand side of the goalie. The goalie's blocker side, left-hand side of the ice, right side of the goalie.
And I see Queensland's putting on power play 2. Their number 1 unit is resting for this one and getting some work for their number 2 unit.
Back to Dixon. Dixon takes a shot wide. Gray getting to the puck now. And New South Wales, Caruso with that. Trying to send it out, goes past Duffy, rolls down the ice. Of course, it won't be icing, but New South Wales would like to do something with that at the last second, if possible. 4 seconds remaining in the game. That went wide across the ice. Another opportunity steered away, and that is the end of the game.
And there's one little half chance there for New South Wales at the end, but Katie Meyer in goal for Queensland is able to keep it out and secure the shutout in this 3-0 victory in favor of Queensland. So Queensland goes up 2-0 in their tournament so far, and New South Wales, I believe, were not victorious in their first game against ACT, so they dropped to 0-2.
Thank you for being here in the box with me today, Blair. I appreciate that. It's been a lot of fun. Nice cheering for each other. That's really wonderful.
Well, always a pleasure, and I look forward to doing some more of these games throughout this event.
We will see you back here when we do. Thank you.